Hey Beast, how you doing, mate? Good to see ya. How are you? You a fan of this game? Never played this one. I heard it was good. I think it's a sequel too. Got it for free, so been waiting for a time like this. Coolies means balls. Oh, okay. Balls, fine balls to you too then. I also like balls. Big balls. Let's grab some water, I think. Yeah, I got some here, fuck it. Alright, let's readjust myself. What are you doing today, Beast? Okay, first time. First time I see it. Oh yeah, it's a cool game from what I've heard. It's like Brothers Grimm. You know, like fairy tales and shit like that, like Grimm Brothers and stuff like that. No, it's gonna be more like Hansel and Gretel, dude. It's gonna be like the Brothers Grimm. You know, like, if you don't know the story of the Brothers Grimm, they wrote stories back in the 1800s that sort of like have transposed into a whole bunch of other things, but like they were typically stories about like be careful because things aren't typically what they seem. You know, like the Little Red Riding Hood. You know what I mean? Little Red Riding Hood is about the wolf in sheep's clothing. You know, the wolf dresses up like your grandmother because you trust your grandmother. So it's supposed to be teaching you to be careful of people that appear to be friendly from the outside. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people who want to hurt you will take the form of someone that you like or whatever, right? So I feel like that's what they're trying to get at. And there's different stories, right? Like Rapunzel, a girl trapped in a tower, ends up allowing someone to climb her own hair, right? Hey, what's up, Flame? Yeah, if you want to play this, you probably need to cook and get out of here. Yeah. Thanks, mate. But what I'm saying is, like, it's cool stories because when you look at the original, some of them are real dark, you know? Some of them were real dark. Some of them were like Rapunzel, when she lets her long hair down. She's trapped in a tower for a long, long time, so she grows her hair super long. She lets her hair down the side of the mountain, and, oh, not the mountain, the other side of the tower so that the guy can come up and save her. But I'm pretty sure in the original, as he's climbing, it's like ripping her hair out of her skull, because you shouldn't really have a human-sized person climbing your hair, right? So can you imagine knowing you could be free if you allowed someone to rip the hair out of your skull, right? That is effectively what the Saw movies are about, right? Because the Saw movies are about, would you hurt yourself in order to do something to save yourself or save someone else, or normally yourself, right? A lot of the things that Disney does are inspired by that as well. You know, Snow White, falls asleep for 1,000 years, poison apple, all that shit, whatever. There's another one, Cinderella, the slipper. You know, she was pretty abused by her family in that movie, Cinderella was. So yeah, I guess this is supposed to be more like creepy in the sense that like it's supposed to be like a Brothers Grimm fairy tale, I suppose, from what I understand. So let's have a look at it, shall we? Let's cease the flappity mouth hole thing. I'll do the streaming thing. I don't know how long I've been muted. I think I just tapped it. How long have I been muted? Have I been talking? Oh well, fuck it. I don't even know. I should probably just wait till someone's actually talking to me to talk, because otherwise it just feels like fucking stupid. Save it for when someone's there, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because if I don't know if I was muted, and no one else knows if I was muted, then it probably doesn't matter if I'm talking or not. So yes, the shiny has led us into an inconspicuous looking shack. No gingerbread house here. Unfortunately though, we can't get in. Oh, that's creepy. Looks like they put a collar on him. Ooh. I picked up a mushroom. Okay, he's sleeping and the fairy thing's above his head. They look kind of cool. They kind of remind me of those Where the Wild Things Are books. It almost looks like they've got a bone latching the door. It kind of doesn't look like the door is latched. I see like shit on the table, a bird cage that's been opened up. I like the implication that they've been like ripping open bird cages and eating birds and shit. They could care less about the mushrooms. I see chains from the ceiling. I see a key on the wall. Interesting. What's up, world? How you doing? See, that's interesting. I actually see that now. It's not necessarily a bird cage. You see the chains hanging from the ceiling over on the side there, above my character's head. It looks like, almost like a bird cage, but I wonder if that's a cage for like humans and shit. Like, I wonder if I would fit in that, like a baby, like not a baby, a child, but like, because the kids that are being captured here, like our friend was like 10-year-old sized. That looks too small from here. The perspective might be fucking with me. If it's not for like, if it's not for children, it might be that fairy, but you would think the fairy would just get out. It might be artistically different. So I can put the shroom on the log. Now I assume that was intentional. I just solved a puzzle ahead of time, I think. Because I think what's gonna happen is I'm gonna take a shroom or something and throw it onto a log or something. And then like, he's gonna knock on the door, he'll come out, look at the shroom, and I duck in or something. You're okay, you suppose. Well, I'm okay, I suppose too. I have a large injection of vanilla. Aha! Go get your shroom, bitch. Yeah, that's what I thought, bitch. Get me in. Woohoo! First time. Ah! Ah! Naivety? Naivety! Trophy for naivety? What the fuck was that? I guess the naivete of it is that you can just jump inside a chest and be okay. You like the Grimm's Brothers tales? The originals? Yeah, bro, yeah. I think Disney would be so much better if they just stopped pretending to be like a good company and started like, fucking actually admitting how fucked up they are and telling us all the old school shit, you know what I mean? So if they're gonna like sell sex and violence anyway, may as well sell it in a way that's gonna help society, right? And like go further and be a horror merchant. Because you're already a horror merchant, just be an overt horror merchant instead of a subtle horror merchant. Like the horror of Disney right now is, I can't believe that my children are being exposed to this. Look at how disgustingly like warped the values are in Disney products. Look how they depict people completely unrealistically in physical forms that could never be achieved in real life, perpetuating the cycle of consumerism and self-doubt that inevitably drives the mental health system falling into a collapse because the public health care system is overrun because mental health and physical health are inexorably linked. So yeah, Disney are at fault for the downfall of society. I'm not saying that, but yeah, they are. And then furthermore, fart. So I want that key. Give me the key, give me the key. Hey! Look, I know they're presenting this as like horror, but I'm pretending like we're about to have some fun gay sex. So it's not really horrifying me anymore. Because every time that happens, I'm now imagining a big furry daddy taking me away for a nice time. Spam the lock until he comes in. Yeah. Thanks, Daddy. Good to see you again. Oh, Daddy, please come back. Oh, Daddy, I want to see you again. Come get me. Come get me, Daddy. Ooh. Oh, thanks, Daddy. Oh, sorry, Sprinkle. Yeah. Look, it's not spooky, guys. It's just creepy. This is like beyond your standard. Oh no, something jumped out and it made poop leave my butthole in the fashion of a wet grandpa. However shall I survive beyond this point of my life? Right? That's your standard entry level bullshit scare that can get anyone. And as Morton the Greater said yesterday, if my mother came up to me and went, boom, right? Well then I'm probably gonna be a little bit like, ah, you motherfucker, right? Like, of course. That's what human beings do. Yeah? Like, so it's not like it's hard to do. That's why they call them cheap, because they're fucking cheap. What I really get off on, and by that I mean ejaculate, and by that I mean mentally ejaculate, right? Is, horrifying things. There's scary things, there's creepy things, and there's horrifying things. Horrifying things Beast, thank you, but I don't really want to be backseated through this whole thing. Thanks, mate. If you're welcome to like think all that in your head, but I don't really want you to tell me how to play the game. I'm more interested in having a discussion about horror, but thanks though. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like anyone can jump you, but to horrify you, now that's something a little bit different. So the context of why this would be a horrifying situation in my mind is two boys going through the woods collecting mushrooms, see a shiny fairy thing. One of them innocently follows it off, very quickly snatched into an innocent looking shack where all of a sudden two furry fucking monstrous creatures have snatched one of them away. Now we are the other one. While that position is scary, this is the scarier position. This is the more creepy and horrifying position, right? Because to be the one that's captured is scary. To be the one that's in the position of this kid who's having to wander around and figure out what the fuck to do and wondering and having the active mind and the space in order for all of the horror to like play out, that is the horror, right? Yes, this is about touching mushroom tips in the woods, but it's beyond that too. Because you imagine, why are they in the woods, right? Because they're out there collecting food, probably for their family. Probably they were sent out by their parents in order to collect food. So like this is something that real families would have had to deal with back in the day. Really, they would have had to have their kids foraging for them to be able to survive. Sometimes maybe they get lackadaisical and go, oh yeah, you can go forage in the woods, they'll be fine. But the stories like this are intended to be there for a reason. To be able to tell you, hey, you should be careful letting people who you care about wander off on their own. And if they do wander off on their own, maybe you should tell them a story like this. Because this story is about, like, what they might have happened to them. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna go out, you should have someone tell you that it is a possibility someone you meet in the world may not be in your best interest. Because if you very innocently wander into the world without a single plan, you probably are gonna get very quickly fucked over. Because there will be a whole bunch of people involved, like, who are very, like, the predators that, like, they will identify you and they will extract what they want from you, right? Because they regularly look out for people like this to prey on. So it's kind of like, it's like some people would tell you, don't intake scary or creepy or horrifying content, because it's like, why would you watch a movie like that? Why would you do something like that? Well, one reason is because the world is fucked and we should be cognizant of it at some point in our head, that maybe the best case scenario is not always going to play out, and maybe people don't actually have our best interests at heart. Now, you don't want to fall into cynicism and believe that's the way the world works all the time, yeah, but like, the decision of when to be cynical and when to be safe is like the trick of life, right? That's what wisdom is. That's why we get fucked over when we're younger, get burned, learn hard lessons, and then come back stronger for it, right? Yeah. So what was, if you had that, Sprinkle, what was one of your favorites out of there? I'm fond of Little Red Riding Hood because I find that so fucking creepy. The concept of having your grandma turn into a wolf with fucking like dripping fangs and shit, like the idea that it's like you're sitting with your eventual person the entire time, and then the next thing you know, holy shit, they're actually here to fucking hurt me, and that's not my grandma. You know those movies when you find out that the person you're looking at is not actually that person? It's like very fucking it's very fucking creepy when that happens. Rumpelstiltskin? So am I correct in that the original Rumpelstiltskin, they had the original Rumpelstiltskin, they had her hair being ripped out? Because I was talking about that before. And I was thinking from my recollection of Rumpelstiltskin, it's a girl that's been wrongly trapped in a tower. She starts talking to someone. She's been trapped in the tower so long her hair literally is almost as long as the tower. So to get out, she lets her hair down in a braid in order for the person to climb it. But unfortunately for her, you're not supposed to have a human climb your hair, so it gets ripped out of her head as he's climbing. So to me, like I said before, that was kind of like Saw. Like, that's what Saw is. Would you hurt yourself in order to escape a bad situation? If you're in pain, would you get out of it? But then maybe that's how I remember it, and that's not actually what the story was. One thing I find fascinating about these Grimm fairy tales is that they don't actually represent, like, they've morphed beyond the original, and that's okay. To me, that's kind of like how laws evolve to change with society. But like, some of the originals, when I've looked them up, they actually have a very different meaning than what I thought, what society thinks and what Disney represented. So it's sort of like the Disney version of Snow White. Then there's what people think the real thing of Snow White was. Then there's what the actual Snow White was when you read the book. So yeah. It is rife, not only in Disney, but in like a lot of the standard tales. You know what I mean? Whenever you get an innocent, cute character that meets the big bad, right? And like, just even the depictions of how like cute characters have large eyes, because you can see eyes are the window to the soul, right? So the larger the eyes, the more innocent the character. If the character has small, beady, squinty, sharp, pointed eyes, well then that's an evil person by inherent nature of design of character, right? So like, they sort of like tilt little things like that in Disney all the time. I didn't see Neil Gaiman's take on Snow White. I'd be curious to see what it was. Right, so they trick him and burn him? Interesting. I think I was thinking of... So hang on, there's two. I'm thinking of the wrong one, sorry. I'm thinking of Rapunzel. You're thinking of Rumpelstiltskin. Rumpelstiltskin, from what I remember, was the troll dude who lives under the bridge. And isn't Rumpelstiltskin the dude who pops out and says, like, if you want to pass this bridge, you have to do a toll. And he has like a little rhyme for it or something like that. And this sort of like goes to show that like every time they go to pass, the toll never, like he's like, do you know what I mean? Like, he's like, oh, this is like a one-time thing and they have to do it every time or something. So they end up tricking him and burning him alive or something. Called Fragile Things. Oh, okay. But yeah, I think, sorry, I just got confused in my head between Rumpelstiltskin and Rapunzel. Rapunzel is where she grows her hair down the tower and gets it ripped out. Rumpelstiltskin is the allegory about like people who gatekeep situations, you know what I mean? Because one of the first things that would have happened in society is people would have taken something and taken it over and said, okay, this is mine now if you want to cross. Like, for example, people live over here, there's a bridge between the two places. Great, I'm gonna stand on the bridge, and if anyone wants to cross over, I'm gonna extort them, right? Like, this is now my bridge. If you want to cross it, you pay me. And then someone will come up and say, no, it's not. It's just the bridge. It's the only bridge. And then the person will say, no, fuck you, might is right, I'm gonna take your money. That is like one of the first things that people would have done in society, right? So I find it like interesting. That's also kind of like the back end of Rumpelstiltskin in a way, because Rumpelstiltskin being the troll under the bridge, you know, the depiction of Rumpelstiltskin as being a little troll dude under the bridge going, if you want to pass, then you must answer my thing, pay the toll. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit of a... There's no surprise to me that they call them internet trolls, right? Because that is the inherent nature of a troll from these... Like, a lot of people probably don't even think about, why do we call people on the internet who treat you like shit on purpose in order to get a reaction out of you a troll, right? Because that is from Grimm stuff. It's like... Trolls, well, maybe not all Grimm. You know, trolls are like an entity that have probably existed for hundreds of years, but they've been depicted in many ways, one of which including the like mischievous, in malicious ways, sort of like goblinish, demonish fucker. Just a little fucker. You little fucker. You little fucker fucking with me. You know, a troll would do something like come in and fucking steal all of the fucking flour out of a bakery or some shit like that, just to be a fucking little troll. You know what I mean? Or come in and like steal a key to your lockbox and run off going, it's my key. It's like, fuck you, you don't even know what it is. Just give it back, you little fucking piece of shit. You know, they're just like trolls. goblins, goons, scum. But it's all good, Sprinkle. I also get them all mixed up. I just wanted to roughly talk about horror Halloween-y shit from a different angle, I guess, over the next month, because I feel like horror and what is truly horrifying is often underappreciated. Like, I will watch a good horror movie, but I'm not so keen on a like jumpy, scary movie unless I'm watching it with people and it's just there to be stupid or whatever, right? Okay, so the only literal thing I can do so far, guys, is the chest. I can't jump on the stool. I can't jump on the chair. I can't touch the table. I can't touch the chair. I can't touch the mushrooms on the ground. I can't grab for the key. I can't touch anything on the table. I can't grab any of the chains. I can't touch the lock. I can't touch the chair. I am about as like confused as I think is possible, and there is an option in the menu for tips. And I didn't want to be like that, but based on the fact this is super fucking arbitrary, I don't understand the way they want me to do this puzzle yet. And I don't understand what I could possibly be doing other than having, if I had a mushroom in my hand from outside, which I didn't bring in with me. Ah, no worries. Yes. The fear for what cannot be seen, the unknown fear. That is another thing that's often done with horror movies too much. One of the reasons The Descent is one of the really scariest movies is because you don't see the monster. It's like, the monster is actually claustrophobia. The monster is actually like turning against yourselves and lying in deception. Then they fuck it up and bring you actual monsters. But until then, it was actually a lot creepier to me. The first half of that movie, before there's like demon monsters being like, way scarier. It's way scarier when you can't see them. That movie would have been so much fucking creepier if they literally never showed you a fucking monster. Literally, because then the scariest part would have been the claustrophobia and them turning against themselves and hearing shit. Then you would have been like, man, are they even hearing things or are they literally just getting paranoid, right? But that's the subtext. You can decide in The Descent whether it's actually real or not. The monsters may not be literal. Of course, in The Descent too, they fuck that up, but this is where you have to be really selective with your horror. How you doing, Pixel? Yeah, I'm about stuck with it though. I mean, I literally can't even solve the first puzzle. Well, that's not fair. I solved the first puzzle, but I can't get back outside, and now I don't know what to do. So I'm just talking about horror, and all the people who came to watch the game left, and all the people who like playing fun sounds, and that's it, left. So
you're not Sora!
It's just me again.
You'll never be Sora!
Standard Pixel, Standard Streaming Day, I mean. How are you, Pixel? Words came out in the wrong order.
Okay, I think he's a bit lonely. Tall VR man. Tall VR man. Hang on. Let me go back into the massive demon. One sec. I hope someone in my chat just bloody clipped that. I'm so...
So what I did was right, I just didn't push the button fast enough. That's interesting, because my first instinct was to jump in the chest, and when it didn't work, I assumed I did the wrong thing and spent a long time thinking about other options. When the first thing I thought was actually right, and I just didn't hit the sequence quick enough. So that's a good lesson to, now let's suck his dick. Suck it! Suck it! Sit on his face. Jump on it. Oh, daddy. Oh. Oh, don't take me to your shack, fairy daddy. Oh, no. Ooh. Don't bang me in this Betelese. Ooh. Oh dear, this is terrible. I definitely don't want to be... Oh gosh, this is so... Oh god, no. Please, don't take me to the shack. Ooh, not the big shack, you furry daddy. That's the thing, this game's a lot less creepy when you're into big furry dudes taking you away into a shack and doing things to you in a locked room, right? All of a sudden, I'm like, I'm into this kind of creepy tale. You call it creepy tale? I call it last weekend. I got the boner. Hit him with the boner. Some say horror, I say strap me on. I mean strap me on. Yeah. Now, bone the lock. Bone it. Bone it! Oh, motherfucking. Bone the key. Jump and bone. Jump bone. Jump bone. Jump bone. Jump, jump, jump. Jump bone. Oh, man. I can't jump bone. Game's broken. Can we get back in? Right? And then I can bang the side of the fucking thing and make a distraction. Dude, this guy's gone from being super fucking alert to being way fucking asleep. He's way fucking asleep. The cool thing is, do you see how he has no eyes? The absence of eyes is also inherently creepy because it means you have no soul and you're not human. The void of space where the eyes are is actually more creepy than anything they could have put in that space, right? And out of everything on the body, even though his hands are all claws and shit, and his fur's all mangled and he's covered in leaves, I'm like looking at the holes in his eyes, right? That's where my eyes keep getting drawn to, is these big vacant black holes. Mainly because there's nothing there. So it's like, a lot of the times when people are doing things as far as art goes, they don't think about the absence of anything. Sometimes the absence of something creates the most attention. So black space or negative space, even the fact that the whole screen is vignetted like this, it sort of sucks your perspective in. It makes you feel like you're looking through a peepee hole. It makes you feel as if you don't have a very full view of what's going on. Almost like you're viewing it through, like from behind, you know what I mean? Like you don't have full control because you're viewing it from behind a platform. There's a lot of depth to shit that people never think about. The coolest part is that you don't have to think about all of that. You, as a human being, can just view this and instantly interpret all of those things and somehow compute it into a feeling of being creeped out. But you don't know why. You just don't know. You just look at it. You're like, this is creepy. But it's like the combination of having less vision, unnerving sounds, strings, sharp, discordant sounds. No, there's no melodic, beautiful tones here. Right? This is disparate, separated, sharp, like strung out, core, like it's ominous. It's disturbing. The art style, it's detailed. It's sharp. It's got good shadowing. It's got very deep blacks. It's all browns and sepia tones. So it makes me think of an older time. That immediately transported me back to an older time, both with the character's aesthetic, both of the drawing style. This is like making me think back. You know, I had a book when I was a kid called Where the Wild Things Are. These enemies look a little bit like that, right? If they're even enemies, we don't even know. Also, this could be a dude in a suit. It kind of looks like a suit. Yeah, it was a bit forced. What is the jump bone button exactly? Anyway, does anyone have any thoughts? This isn't a lecture. It's more of a symposium. You're welcome to join in. I also am not sure what to do. I'm not super good at these kind of games. I brute force everything. That's what she said. Oh, there we go. I boned the stool, and the boning of the stool allowed me to do something. Oh, I boned the stool, and now that I boned the stool, I can jump on top to get the key. Okay, boning the stool, guys. If you ever stuck in life, just bone the nearest stool. Ow, ball sacks. Ow, ball sacks. What's up, unicorn?
Sounding right now, hopefully sounding a little bit better.
Going live in 20
I changed,
minutes.
like literally
Doing the
one
rounds.
setting, but I hope it is way better now. Because there was a setting that was like making a weird sound in
The
my
old
voice.
lubricate my
Nice
audience
there,
rounds.
Really? You will be the judge of that, and the
I feel like I'm too bright shadowy. Lighting is hard when you don't have proper lights. Oh, your mods. Well, dude, you put your trust in LOL does, and look what happens. Literally. It's the company you keep, mate. Not the sharpest spoon in the drawer, is he? You gonna be dyeing your hair? Well, rip to your hair. It was nice knowing it. I never really did know it actually, now that I mention it, but you know what? All hair must die eventually. Are you gonna have a funeral? What, how do you mourn hair? Never trust Canadians? No, well, I've met some cool Canadians. You collaborated with a Canadian named Darth Tatters and made a song together. That was a good song. The specific Canadian you picked is a bit of a fucking weirdo. But other than that, some of them are alright. My dad married a really fucking annoying one, dude. She only says hello 3 times ever. Hi, hey, how are ya? Oh, hey, hi, ho. Hey, hi, hello, how are ya? Always in 3s. Hello, hi, hey, hello, how are ya? Hi, hey, hello, hey, blah, blah, blah. I feel like she's a malfunctioning Alexa AI hybrid. Dark blue and purple. Call it blurple. Call it blurple. You're going bald. It's okay. As long as you still put out, people will love you. Superstitious hello. I don't know what that means. But I also forgot what I just said, so you could have been replying to me. I wouldn't have known it. Okay, I've been trying to grab the bones, I could not. Also, the log I pushed down here is insufficiently log. Not enough log. Oh, superstitious hello. Probably like the grandma, the Canadian thing I was talking about. Yeah, nah, I think she's just, so she's worked for her whole life as a foundation organization, like donations person. And I think she has a tick. and she has a system of like routing in her head for who's who in the world. And when she meets someone, she says, "Hey, hi, how are ya?" as a way of booting up the system. Like, I know I say this like a bit of a joke, but I don't even think it's a joke, because she's the kind of person where if you meet her, she'll say, "Oh, hi, Unicorn, how are you?" And Pegasus, last time I saw you, you were doing a cooking stream with her, and before that, you guys were trying to fund her computer. How's that going? I know that she's got some challenges in life. By the way, you're also helping Lol Does. How's he going? He certainly is a challenged individual. So that would all just come off the top of her head. Then she would turn to someone else and do the same thing, who she hadn't seen in 10 years. So you've got to have some sort of system in place to be able to not only remember someone, but remember their next, or not just the next, or the next few links in their chain, to make it seem like you care about them. That's how you milk money out of people for an MRI machine, right? Like, so when you get money out of people for some bullshit like this channel, you can just be here and be a dickhead and someone will throw $8 at you. Imagine having to go up and ask someone for $500 million. Like, they specifically go and get big time well donators to help finish off the next MRI machine or whatever, or wholly fund it. And they go to sometimes people who've been sick or they had sick relatives, but other times they just go to rich people and they do the shit like that, and they'll basically make them aware that it's in their interest to pay for hospitals. And as someone who has billions of dollars, it's kind of rude that they're not doing that, right? So I don't know if it's a habit of work that she just can't turn off. That's the kindest way I can think of it. The least kind way is that she's a vapid shell of a human that cares so little for you that they just don't even know the number of greetings to give you and will randomly spit the first 3 out that they see at you as some sort of like, surely one of these 3 will do and make them like me. I don't know. Some sort of overcompensation. Some sort of overcompensation for someone who wasn't loved enough. I don't know. There's probably some deep psychological thing you could look into just based on the fact they say 3 hellos. Anyway, I'm sure you're busy, Unicorn. So, I hope you have a good stream if you're streaming, otherwise you're welcome to hang out. It would appear I've got some creepy cunts on my dick hole again. It's a hard game to be on the screen with, because I feel like I'm really fucking it up, you know what I mean? I feel like wherever I am in this game, I'm fucking it up. Because if I sit up here, like, do you know what I mean? I feel like I'm in the way of this art. That's honestly what I feel like, is like I'm in the way of art. But I guess I'll sit back on the left, because it keeps changing as well where the focus is, because that's another trick, is to like force your eyes left, right, up, down. That's what Resident Evil series did really well, is they force you to be freaked out by camera angle control. So that's why a lot of people are like, "Oh, the new Resident Evil's coming out, and you can play in first person." I'm like, okay, that's potentially interesting to me, but it depends on how they play it, because the first Resident Evil was specifically working with the limitations of the system at the time. But because they also had a mentality that it's creepier if you can't see what's in front of you. If I walk up to the wall if I walk up down a hallway and I can't see what I'm walking into, that's far fucking scarier than if I get a perfect view of the hallway. So, my fear for the new Resident Evil series is that it's already gone from that, because it's now been third person roaming no matter what, right? So they've lost that aspect of it, but they could actually potentially get it back now by allowing you to switch between third and first person. They could allow you to re-enter sort of like the invert. Like, instead of not being able to see it, now they could actually let you lean into seeing it. Instead of being a third person only and I'm looking over Leon's shoulder, now I'm in his shoes. Now I'm not Leon, now I'm me. Because when I'm not looking through someone else's eyes, I can much easily more be my own eyes, right? I'm not looking over his shoulder anymore. I'm now looking. So that could in itself make me more scared of something, or less, because now I'm in control. Now I'm not over the shoulder of a scared police officer, now I'm me, because I'm in control. So I don't really know whether it's going to be better or worse for the series, but at least they're trying something, I guess. What do you all think? Because I hate to think that I'm just talking over the top of someone, but then again, I'm live on Twitch, so I have to. Sorry, what did you say? You gotta best the game, just be in the middle, checkmate. I'm assuming you mean like the log thing? Oh, right in the middle of the screen. Kind of possible? That is the exact center of the screen. Aw, see now I'm blocking almost everything, I think. I'm really struggling on where to put my camera here. Did you ever play the Resident Evil series, Sprinkle? See, now I'm actually blocking the entirety of the entire time that the character's here. This is actually the worst possible version. Pixel, that wasn't helpful advice after all. That was a joke. That was a joke disguised as real advice. Eat my dick again, boyo. Oh, making out with me? Not again. Oh, please don't make out with me on the log. Oh, please, not inside the pit of death. Oh, don't make out with me on this island of a log. Not over here. Oh, ooh. Gee. We just met. Oh, don't make out with me on top of all these other flowers. Oh, big boy. You hated the fourth person perspective the original RE games had? Yes, Pixel, so did I, but I think that was the point, my friend. I think the point is, just like you don't like horror, dude. Do you guys realize this? We should not actually like something horrifying. Does that make sense? Why do you, if you actually love something, horror genre, it's not fucking horrifying, is it? Because if it's really horrifying, you don't love it. You in awe go, whoa, that's crazy. Damn, that's significant, but you don't love it, right? So you're supposed to hate playing Resident Evil 1. That's kind of like how you're supposed to hate playing a horror movie. Like, when you're in a horror movie, watching it, you feel like shit. That's what they wanted the game to feel like. You weren't supposed to binge 12 hours of Resident Evil feeling that way. It was supposed to be a thing you tried to play and got too fucking frustrated and scared and hated and quit. And that's a weird anti-piece of art, but look what it did. Look how many people loved it. That created a legion of speedrunners in Japan who literally did what they weren't supposed to do and speedrun a game where you're supposed to go slow. And they speedrun a game where you can't see where you're going, right? It was like such a big thing that in Resident Evil 2 they created a character called Tofu, which was literally a tofu piece that runs around and with a knife, and that's all you can pick up the whole game. So you can do a tofu run through Resident Evil 2, the original, in tribute to the people of Japan who eat a lot of tofu, who did incessant speedruns of Resident Evil 1. I think maybe the guy who got the speedrun's name was Tofu, or if it was just a reference to Japan being speedrunners. Either way, that is literally, like, do you see what I mean in the sense that, like, anyway, Resident Evil 1 is supposed to suck. I take your point, though. It's not a game I want to play. It's a piece of art. As far as a game goes, it's awful. But as far as a horror experience goes, it's pretty cool. What I think, like, they really need to do is bring back Resident Evil 1 as a remake, like they did Resident Evil 2. I don't know why they have not. I just don't know why they have not. And yes, this is why I'm not opposed to it changing again, because the third-person perspective with Leon is actually creepy. It is hard to walk through a police station with a scared cop on his first day, looking over his shoulder. If you want to have a trip out, put Resident Evil 2 in noir mode, and it's all black and white. And that's even harder because you can barely see anything except for when your flashlight's on it, right? That's even creepier. So there's a lot of, like, and that would be far more realistic because they wouldn't have power. There wouldn't be power if that was how much fucking devastation was going down. So Like, yeah, backup generators, whatever. That's a nice to have in movies, but realistically, there would be no power because someone has to turn the generators on and organize fuel and all sorts of other fucking things, right? Who the fuck is organizing all of that when zombies are chewing your cock off? I don't know. But anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I would hope that with the new Resident Evil, they're looking at the perspective of first person as an opportunity. And look, Resident Evil's always been more about the body horror, morphing, disgustingness of it all. So maybe they'll take something about that and make you look up close at some really disgusting shit. You know what I'm saying? Some really funky stuff. He's very cute when he's asleep. This is all very confuzzling to me. Can I take the pot and put it on my head like a warrior, please? Can I at least arm myself? I guess it's supposed to be one of those games where it doesn't matter if you're armed or not. So the leaf is... I'm too heavy, basically, is what he's trying to say, which I agree with. Yeah, good old Stan on the generator. Backup Stan, we call him. Even though we've never had a need to use it, he's getting that generator ready every day, fueling it up, making sure it's tuned and organized. Well, I'm trying to press the pickup button on everything. He just keeps shrugging his hands like a little shit. All these little hands and shit, none of them are doing anything. I assume by arm you mean a bone. I can't see an actual arm. I'm just, like, the problem is I'm too heavy for leaves, apparently. I wanted to climb the vine. I don't know, maybe I still can. That's what I mean. Half of the game right now, I feel like is me trying to figure out if I'm allowed to do the thing I can do or not. Like, I feel like with the texture on that vine, I should be able to grab it, right? How was your meeting, Sprinkle? This is making my brain feel in the bad way. Creepy Tail, more like I'm bored and need a barrel of ale. Creepy Tail, more like my fucking asshole is about to fail. Creepy Tail, more like what the fuck am I supposed to do? You fucking alpha male. Creepy Tail, more like ejaculate on my face. I mean, fuck, I can't come up with a good one. Creepy Tail, more like your dick is frail. Creepy Tail, more like wet fart fail. What and what? Wait, what? Oh my god, why is it so hard to read today? Can I give you the answer to this wait? What? And a face. To this wait, what, and a face. I have no matter how many times I read that sentence, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. This is what you wrote. You wrote that. That is what you wrote in my chat, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? I still don't know what that means. Oh, for fuck's sake. Done, young blood. You make them dance in the club. You take your gun and you shoot them up and you stand them up.
We them boys, we them boys.
We them boys. Ooh, yeah, cross arms. That looks tough. That looks tough, yeah. I be stinking and banking. I be stinking and banking and doing heavy drinking. Middle of the week and I be stinking. Motherfucking whiskey on my lips and I've been thinking. Everybody in my way but fucking hit the sand. Start! Start! Run! I need to figure it out. I know you said it's been in your Discord for the last 6 months and I've asked you 6 times already, but I need to actually sit down and do it. I installed the clip one though. Dude, Dan's gaming chamber with the clouds and the 4 monitors and the the beautiful art. Look at all this. Look at Dan's gaming chamber. Oh God, Dan. You look so creepy standing like that at the door. Awful Irish diddly eye content and lads showing off their tractors. I don't have any idea what that sentence you just said means. I don't know what an Irish diddly eye content is. Am I assuming it's like literally someone who's Irish being like like that? And what the fuck, tractors?
Oh, behind me, I think.
I think you got it. I think you got it.
Got it.
Maybe.
You got it. You can do it. You can do it. My hands are so sweaty.
I feel like I'm about to throw up yesterday's breakfast. My stomach is literally churning. Oh God, Grips! Ah!
Holy shit.
Oh!
Dramatically.
Gribby! You're on the road, the hot rocks.
She's telling the truth. Believe her, it's bad, it's bad.
Good, dude, you're gonna die right now, on camera. You're gonna die. I can tell you how to do the pulled pork if you want to. I made it once in a slow cooker. It's pretty fucking easy. You kind of just like treat the meat and leave it in there for a long ass time, and then when it comes out, you grab 2 forks and just kind of like shred at it. It's fucking piss easy. All you really have to do is get a chunk of meat and then treat it up nicely. And then the treating part, that's the part I'd have to Google again. But if you Google it, it's like, I remember it was something about brining and fucking like, I don't know, I might have like fucking, some people like inject their meat with fucking juice and shit. I just remember doing like a rub and maybe scoring, or I don't remember, something like that. But yeah, basically I had like a chunk in a slow cooker for a long time. Because the trick with pulled pork is it's like a tougher cut of meat. With any tough meat, any muscle group that works a lot, you need to like cook it longer for it to like be less tough, right? but it could have the most flavor. So the brisket and some of those like barbecue cuts are actually cheap cuts because like the shoulder of a cow is going to be walking a lot, right? But that area can have some fucking thick ass meat on it. You take that thick ass worked meat and you shove it into a slow cooker over time, eventually it becomes to the point where you can take 2 forks and shred away at it. Or the ribs, which is like not a lot of, if you feel your rib cage, there's not a lot of meat in there, right? But there's some like meat between them. So like there, you would imagine you would have to once again slow cook it so that by the time you get the rib meat, it's just like pulling away from the bone. It's not even that the cooking itself takes energy, Sprinkle. I can't eat. I cannot force myself to put the food into my face, so I waste it. It's happened 2 or 3 times. Every time I've done the cooking stream, where I make all this healthy, amazing food and plan to put it into Tupperware containers and stop getting takeout and treat myself properly and all this shit, it fucking sits in Tupperware. Look, I'll show you right now. Look. Yeah? This is from the last cooking stream. Here it is right here. Yep, this is whatever the fuck I cooked in the last cooking stream. Literally preserved and untouched. That's the coleslaw. Smells pretty fucking bad, I'll tell you that. Whatever that is, I think that pink juice coming off this is mashed potato. But if it's pink now, how long's that been? Months? I don't know, but it's still there in the original. This is brand new Tupperware I bought. I went out and got a whole new set. And I went and I portioned it all up, and then I let it rot in my face because I'm too fucking depressed to feed myself. And I don't want to eat. This one's from the first cooking stream. That's fucking mold. Welcome to a real creepy fucking tale about depression and isolation. And being able to cook like Gordon Ramsay, but not being able to fucking eat your own food because you don't want to be alive. Because you don't want to be alive so bad that you can't even sustain your own nutrition. Even if it's right in front of you. Even if it's delicious. So fucking delicious that people were complaining to you that you didn't eat on stream. Ooh, I wonder why Hardcats cooked for fucking 12 hours and didn't eat. Why do you think it's still fucking in the fridge? Are you fucking creeped out yet? Well, Sprinkle, unfortunately, the majority of people do exactly what's happening now. They either fall silent because they don't like what they hear, or they left, or they were never here in the first place. All 3 is exactly why. It will only be depressed people that you ever ever fucking have a clue of what you just said, right? Because the rest of them, they're already either not there, or they were never there, or they may as well not be there. It's very lonely. Because at first, you're surrounded by people. And then, very quickly, you're not surrounded by people again. It happens over and over and over again. It's been happening to me for fucking years now. So I start to get really cynical about it, and I start writing people off from the beginning, you know? Because I just start to see the manipulation patterns coming so fucking ahead of time that it just gets to the point where I can't engage in it again. Like, I'm not trying to be fucking rude, but yeah. I can very, 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 very clearly see the people that come through my channel to get 5 minutes of whatever the fuck they get out of here and then leave. And I don't mind them doing it. I like them as people, but I have to shake my head and say, wow, that's transactional. I wouldn't feel good about doing it, but I bet they don't lose any sleep. People are going to be transactional. That's okay. And some people like to transact on me for when I'm in a good mood or when I'm doing something they like, and that's okay too. I get it. Some people only like you when you're doing one particular thing. That's okay. I'm not particularly holding that against them. It's more just that it's like hilarious to me just how transparently transactional some people are without having any comprehension of the transparency. They have this image that they're getting away with something, I think, when it's so balls on chin obvious, like Butters in South Park when he's got the balls on his chin, what they're doing. That it's like, yeah, I know exactly what you're doing. I know exactly what you're doing. And I'm gonna go ahead and let you do it, and I'm not even gonna like talk to you about it because I don't believe you're gonna change, right? Maybe it's that guy who comes down from the construction site down the road to talk to you for 2 minutes because he wants to feel better about himself before he goes back to work, right? The coincidental timing of him only appearing in my life when he's on his work break to move his car, taking 2 minutes to have a laugh in my face no matter what it is I say, and then leaving, tells me that he's only there for one thing, to laugh at me. And if I want something like someone to laugh at me, I can go to him. But other than that, that guy's not there for me, right? Because if I walked up and down the street one day and I parked my car in front of someone's house and I found out that they were in a deep struggle, maybe after a year of parking my car there and talking to them every day, I might do one thing to help them. He didn't, ever, right? He came to my channel yesterday and started giving me shit again. For no particular reason. I banned him. Again. Actually, I rebanned him. He came onto the YouTube channel and said, I miss you. I miss you. Would you like to unban me on the Twitch? And I'm just like, I'm sure you miss me because you probably felt great going back to work after talking to me. Because you sprained your shoulder playing football, you come over and talk to the guy that got raped, and suddenly your sprained shoulder looks pretty sweet. Because he's gonna heal in 6 weeks. You know? And that's what some people are like. They will transact on you as if you don't know it's happening, right? And it doesn't matter whether you're doing this live or not. There are people that will specifically transact on you. They don't give a shit about you. And that's kind of what this channel is for. It's an entertainment vessel. It's not meant to be some place where people care about you. So I take it in stride. It is what it is. But what is also hilarious to me is that the same place where it is a transactional vessel, people lie and they tell you things like, you are part of my community. Words with insane connotations. You are one of my people. You are one of my community. I care about you. We are friends. Do you know the amount of times I've met someone on Twitch, had less than half a dozen conversations with them, and they call me a friend? It's an insane thing to do when you take into account what we used to do with friends. Like, spend years with them. Now, 6 conversations, you're my friend. That's cool. But what have we actually done with or for each other? Nothing. Then how are we actually friends? Right now we know each other and we like each other, but we're not actually friends, are we? Because you're not going to help me and I'm not going to help you. I don't know what your problems are. You don't know what my problems are. That's what friends are for. Helping each other and being there for each other and enjoying each other's company. Right now we only have one of those, and you're jumping through to marriage? Like, we just met. We just started dating. Pixel, I'm not sure why you just randomly in the middle of all that told me how to play the game. I never actually said I wanted you to tell me to play the game. Like, I never wanted you to tell me how to play the game. I never once said I wanted you to tell me. And I specifically told someone who was here before not to instruct me on how to play the game, probably when you weren't here. So, please don't do that, because I think you think you're helping. I don't give a shit about the game right now, and the fact that you've not only derailed what I was saying to give me information I don't want, and spoiled the puzzle I was hoping to figure out. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go in on you because I like you, but it's a pretty insensitive and rude thing to do, and I don't appreciate it. Because I don't want to see what you just wrote. But now I have to clear my own chat room out, right? I have to find a way to clear my own chat, and I already see it has something to do with a mushroom. So now I don't want to play the game. Because if it's not you, it's someone else. And if I can't trust you, then how can I even... Right? So maybe I'll just stop it now. And I don't want to talk about what I was talking about before either anymore, because it's obvious to me that I'm only really talking to one person, and the rest of it is all lost on the majority of people, apparently, who would rather spoil the game than contribute to what I was saying. It's disappointing. And not nearly as disappointing as all of the pay views I was just describing. By people who claim to be good people. By people who claim to care. Who then participate in very uncaring behaviors over time. It's confusing. I wish they would be more honest. I wish people were more honest, because it would be so much less, like, cruel. The world would be less cruel if people would just admit that they are self-serving and go ahead and transact on you in that way, as opposed to the guise and the mirror, not the mirror, it's the fucking, the pretending that really shits me over time. But yeah, this is probably just not the kind of game to play on stream, because it's happened twice and I've barely even played it. So there's no point. I may as well eject now, because if I get further into it and someone does it again, it's just going to get even more annoying. And I'm probably not going to be as well handled about it next time. So yeah, it's a cool game, but I'm not going to play it on stream for reasons just discussed. People can't be trusted. Not even the people that you enjoy the company of can be trusted. That's unfortunate. But not surprising, like I said, people generally are disappointing. So let's switch games. Not that I want to, but you know, sometimes you get forced out of doing what you like because people ruin it for you. And it's not just this game, it always fucking happens. It's why I don't play the Walking Dead games on Twitch anymore. People just want to ruin things for you sometimes. Now I know why people only play jump scare trash on stream, because if you play something cool, people will spoil it for you. Makes sense, actually. If you can't spoil a jump scare, because they just constantly come at you. But like real horror games and real scary things will just get ruined. So yeah, I guess that makes more sense. And also people just probably gravitate towards cheap thrills rather than like thought-provoking. People don't want to think. That's the one thing I've noticed over life. And that's why spending time around me is a little bit like vitamins for a lot of people, because they don't like thinking. So eventually when people spend too long around me and they start using their brain, they feel like it hurts and they leave. Makes sense. If I hadn't used my brain before and I started using it, it would definitely feel awkward. Well, not a lot of people enjoy that. That's what I'm saying, Sprinkle. People either like it or they don't, you know? That's the thing. You either really like it because it's so different / refreshing / rare because most people are pussy fuckheads, or you hate it and you think I'm the rudest prick in the world and you couldn't imagine anything worse than spending time around me, right? It's like, I get it either way, but I'm not trying to do it on purpose. I just, by existing, make people who don't use their brain, it hurts them. So I, by existing, hurt people, right? That is not what I like at all. But it's been this way my whole fucking life. And the smaller the town, the more I hurt people. Dude, like the more I fucking go to small places, that's why I live in the biggest place I can now, because I've been to the small towns where I go to get a coffee and I try having a conversation with them and they look at me as if I'm assaulting them. Assaulting them physically painful because they're like, what the fuck is coming out of your mouth? The words are too big. There's too many. They're too fast. I don't get the concepts you're saying. Can you fucking leave my store? Like, that is literally the reaction they give you sometimes because you engage them beyond, hi, how's it going? How's the fucking local sports team? And there are some places in the world that will make you feel like a fucking asshole just for having your brain switched on. And that's what I've gone through my whole life. And so I got really shitty with those people and I started calling them fuckheads because they're actually the ones who are fucked and they project it back onto you and they make you feel bad because you're not living like a slug, a mental slug. So yeah, typically the words woke and all that shit get thrown around to the point they don't mean anything. But there are mentally active people and then there are people who are not mentally active at all. There are people who will engage something critically and then there are people who will literally see something and let it wash over them because they don't have the cognitive capacity to deal with it. And so they therefore act in ways that are antisocial and horrible without realizing it because they don't have the cognitive capacity to realize that either. They're effectively running around and ruining everything without realizing it. And then they look at you and tell you that you're the problem, right? So they're very frustrating to deal with, but it's like children. Children do that same thing if you think about it. A child might walk around an art gallery and destroy every single piece of priceless art without a single conception of what they're doing. They don't have the cognitive capacity to feel the shame that they should feel. They don't understand. It's actually, the problem is they should have never been allowed into that situation in the first place. Sort of like how I allow those kind of people into my room, giving them a chance when I should just immediately evict them. Immediately, when I realize what they are, evict them, which is what I've started to do, because it started to become to me like quite apparent that I need to create a safe space for people like me. Whether or not it means I sit here alone for 12 hours a day and then talk to one person or not matters little to me, because if I talk to 12,000 people that are like that, I would rather kill myself. It's like I'd rather talk to one person that's of value than 12,000 of those fucking idiots. Because I've also had streams with 40 people full of those idiots. At one point in this year, I had 91 people in my stream. I would almost guarantee that 84 of those 91 people were fuckheads I wouldn't talk to in real life, right? So why would I give a shit if they come back? One, because they make you revenue. But then have you ever thought about what your life would be like if you became a revenue streamer, where your job was to be live to farm revenue, but therefore you lose contact to your entire chat room and community? So streaming becomes your job, but now it's no longer an outlet. Now it's no longer really a way for you to connect with the community anymore. You don't have a community. You've got a chat room with 10,000 people, 500 people, any more than 50 people. You are fucking very, very, very pushing the limit of what you can do as far as keeping track of people. So you effectively become a cult leader more than a community member, right? You are aware of the vibe of what people think. Of the 10,000 people in my chat room, I know that it feels like people like this. There's some dissenting voices, but most of the people seem to like it. All you can see is a flood of shit flowing by. That's not the same thing as what we're doing right now. So a lot of people who dream of doing that for a living, yeah, that would be great. But what they dream of doing for a living is what we're doing right now. Wouldn't it be great if I could do this for a living? Yes, it would. But I can't do this for a living because as soon as I get those people in the room to farm that revenue, this in the chat window is gone. That lovely thing that you just said, gone. And that becomes dehumanizing for you and for the streamer because now I don't even know what my people are saying anymore. Now I don't even know who my people are anymore. Now I don't even know, right? So the only people that are there are the people that are there by attrition. I've followed the person for 24 months. I've followed them for 36 months. Therefore, I'm the best friend, right? It's like, what the fuck kind of dynamics are these? This isn't a healthy dynamic by any means, so why am I chasing this? Because it's the best job out of all the jobs we can imagine? That'd still take it every day, yes I would. But I would almost want to have a secret second account, VTubing or something, where I would have a very small unknown channel with a voice mod and I could do something like this on the side, right? That's how I would want to do it. I would have the public facing channel where I did the product, and then I would have a secret community, maybe not even on Twitch, where I did my own thing and got this exact thing, because both things are actually good and neither one of them is a replacement for the other. I also like the anonymity of living in a city. Shoma, I hope you're doing well. I assume you're in the middle of a night shift. I tried living in a small town. It was still a big town by standards because there was 100,000 people there by theory, but it's a town on the top of a mountain and a very fixed population, a very small town mentality, right? So like, yeah, you had to drive 10 minutes up a hill to get to this place, so there wasn't a lot of in and out there. And the people who were there, like, look, the town has more millionaires per capita than anywhere else in Australia. That says something. There's also more horrific murders and crazy ass crimes there than anywhere else in Australia. So basically it'll be the safest place to live in the world, very quiet. And then one day you'll hear about a triple murder or a meth lab that blew up around the corner, but they'll be like 10 months apart, and then another 10 months will pass and then a girl gets impaled to a tree in a park. Like, not even just like a murder, impaled to a fucking tree. That happened when I was there. And the meth lab thing was around the corner from me. I drove past it, the garage door was blown out like this, like a fucking bomb had gone off in there. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, this small town has got some fucking crazy shit going down. But like, my neighbor was a drug dealer, and he was really up in me about the fact that I was right next door to him while he was dealing. It's like, my proximity to him and the fact I was always home was the worst case scenario to him, because for the first 6 months I was there, he was paranoid as fuck that every time he went to deal drugs, I was gonna narc on him, because I looked like a narc. I was like a little nerd wearing glasses, and he's like, fuck, I got this little nerd living next door, he's always home, blah, blah, blah. You know, he either goes to uni and work, but he's always there and shit, you know. But like, this dude, I was such a little nerd. I saw him leaving his house in sweatpants, getting into a dude's car, coming back 10 minutes later, and not really thinking about it, and realizing that he was doing deals the whole time on the way out. Apparently he sold coke and speed, and the way I found out is that my supervisor at work, after I'd quit, when I mentioned who my neighbor was, she's like, is he like a shaved head and like this and this and this? Then yeah, she was like, yeah, that guy's like, he sells coke and speed. Holy shit, I never realized that at the time, because the entire time I lived in that small country town, I was like thinking to myself how much I miss taking drugs and weed and shit. Really all I wanted was weed, but I guarantee you if I found out he was a drug dealer, I would have been hooking up drugs from him all the fucking time. I probably never would have gone through the path I did, where in that 18 months I was living in that country town, I got my first job, first girlfriend, fucking, you know, got through my uni to get good grades to get to the big town. So like, I got there for a year. After that year I was like, fuck this, and then spent 6 months trying to get out, and then I got out. So I was there for a year and a half, moved to the big city, but because I got the grades, I was able to transfer to the big university, and I had a rental history, I could transfer to a new place. All these factors, right? I had a job history too. So these things, I had to move out to get all those things to come back, but at the same time, like, I had no idea that there was a drug dealer living next door. And like, you know, 19-year-old me probably would have reacted a little bit differently to that, to the 39-year-old me. Right now, I would have been like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, that's amazing convenience. Whereas like back then, it's really good that I didn't know that, because I was innocently just thinking that the guy next door was a bit of a weirdo, right? And I was thinking to myself that there was no way I was ever going to find weed in Toowoomba. Even though it was like, there's a dude selling coke and speed next door. Anyway. But what I'm trying to say also is that, like, the reason I feel so comfortable on my stream compared to most of society is because I don't have to manage whether you feel comfortable talking or not. You can type at me whenever you want. I don't have to manage the conversation and feel guilty for existing because I'm always getting excited over talking you or not talking enough. I'm always either too much or not enough unless I'm on stream, and then I can do whatever the fuck I want in whatever order I want, and I'm actually supposed to be doing what I normally do. So my natural state of being is like this, where I just talk, and people around me eventually get really fucking tired and leave. So when I have a stream, it's perfect. You know why? Because you can come and go when you want. That's what I'm saying. I don't mind when people transact on me, because that is the nature. That's why it's comfortable for me to be here, because I know if you stop liking what you see, you can leave. And I don't have to even know, and I don't even have to think about it. You just get to opt in and out as much as you want. That's perfect for me, right? So I don't care that people do that, but it's a little bit annoying that sometimes people do that, and then they'll say things like, I'm your friend, I'm there for you. And it's like, oh, cool. Where were you during any of my difficult times? I seem to notice you've been here when everything's hunky-dory. Consistently, you're here at very specific times of the day, at very specific points in the tone, and then you're very absent the rest of the time. How convenient / notoriously obvious. Like, I don't care that you do that, but can you fucking admit it? Because I'm autistic here. I see it. Can you talk about it? It's so weird you don't. It's so weird you don't mention the fact that you're so fucking obviously transacting on me when I don't mind that you're doing it, but can you fucking admit it to me? I get that that's counterintuitive, because normally people don't. Normally it's the opposite. You admit it and people get offended. But look, dude, I'm offended at this point because you're lying to my face in a way, right? I think I need tits as well as fart and ass. Fart! I want to be able to yell tits. 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 Boobs. Bajungas. Wampers. Booby wangers. Titty melons. Tits. Boobs. Bajungas. Wampers. Booby wangers. Titty melons. Bajungas! Wampers. Baby wangers.
Titty melons.
Tits! Boobs! Bajungas! Wampers. Baby wangers.
Titty melons.
Tits! Boobs! Bajungas! Wampers. Baby wangers.
Titty melons.
Tits! Boobs! Tits! Boobs! Bajungas! Wampers. Baby wangers.
Titty melons.
Titty melons is a good one. It's possibly the delivery too.
Titty melons.
Anyway, let me catch up on chat. Let me catch up on chat. Small towns are not always full of small minds, but it is very difficult to find, yeah, the good ones, because it's so small. The problem is, if you go out in a small town and you happen to catch that good person at the right time, that fucking window when they happen to be out, you're out for a bad time. In Melbourne, I can leave my house and have a better chance of finding someone whose head isn't squarely inserted up their titty melons. Tits! Boobs! Bajungas! Wampers. Baby wangers.
Titty melons.
I guess I could split them up. I could split them up. I guess we should split them up. I shouldn't be lazy. Can't be lazy. Because people may want to be able to titty melon. They may not want to wamper. Titty melon. We'll make a boob hole. We've got a fart hole. That's the fart hole. I guess we can make a boob hole. I need a new folder for boobs. I want to be able to right click. Can I just right click in there and go new folder for boobs, please? Boob hole. So the boob hole, titty melon. Exported? Yeah, so we're just gonna go through and do all this. Give me a minute.
Titty melons.
That's titty melons. Baby wangers. Baby wangers has got a lot of baby wangers. I'm gonna export booby wangers now. Booby wangers. Did I export that to the right place? Yeah, it went to the boob hole. Wampers. Wampers? Nothing like a good pair of wampers. Wampers. Wampers in the boob hole. And then, Bajungas! Bajungas? Bajungas? And then if you guys want to start thinking of some, I'm not reading chat right now, but if you guys want to start thinking of some extras, I'll just rapid fire them off. I've got some in my head, don't you worry, but just want to hear yours. Like, yeah, we've got boobs, tits, like, you know, melons. Start using your, like, you know, I want to hear, what do you call your tits? What do you call them? What are tits? Male or female? I don't care. It's both genders. Everyone's got tits. I don't care what you are, you've got tits and you've got nipples, whether you like to admit it or not. Tits! We all have tits! And that's another thing, I want to be able to have tits one. I think I need a second tits. Tits! That's the one I really wanted. Tits! It's too much though, I need to get it back. I need the mic level lower, I think. Tits! Tits. Tits. Yeah. Teats. 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 Okay, so now what I'm going to redo is the tits command will no longer just play the sound file tits. Tits will go in the boob hole as like, we'll do it like long tits. We'll call it long tits. The old tits is now going to be long tits, which we'll know it because if we ever do a boob hole and it becomes a long tit, then we know, right? But that's like the other one. That's how like grandpa and wet, they're all in the fart hole. So if you look in my fart hole, you'll see there's grandpa, fart yell. So that's the fun of it, I guess, is that in the boob hole, there is a longer one as well. Just like in the insult hole, you can get like a couple of them. You know what I mean? There's a couple of doubles, there's a couple of doublers in there.
Shit for brains.
You got shit for brains.
Long Dong Silver.
Long Dong Silver, I do like that one.
Cocksucker.
Cocksucker.
Long Dong Silver.
Yeah, sometimes you get a double.
Shit mum.
Shit mum.
Cock Dodger.
Cock dodger.
Mum shit.
Your mum is shit.
Shit mum.
Shit mum. See, there's a lot about your mum being shit in there. I don't know if you guys knew that, but your mum's shit. Fucking take that. So anyway, now that the boob hole is there, we're gonna switch off the command from playing the sound of tits to playing the folder of the tits. So we want a new core sound from folder, and the folder is my boob hole. So I've got to go to my boob hole. Here it is. That's the folder. So it's basically going to play any of these out of my boob hole, and we'll play it at like a fairly aggressive volume. So now in theory, Wampers, you'll get a different tits every time. Just like you get a different fart every time, and that's how you do it. Swing low, sweet chariots, Wampers. Okay, swing low is installed. See, that's the speed of it now. Swing low is now in the mix. Boulder holders. Boulder holder. Golden Globes? Golden Globes! What else we got? Mommy milkers? Woof. Mommy milkers! Nom 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 nom! Moves! Theoretically it should work, right? Booby wangers. Yeah, there we go. Just got a cheeky little booby wango. Tatas! Tatas! Phew, that was really loud for some reason. Tatas! Tatas! Me want tatas! Tatas! Me want tatas! Oh, how horrifying. Tits! Boobs! Bajungas! Wampers. Booby wangers. Titty melons. Oh, you got the big boy. You got the long tits. Long tits. Long tits. Long tits. What else did I miss? What did I miss in there? Anyone else's that I missed? Tartars, moobs, mommy milkers, water balloons. Water balloons! Water balloons! Okay, let's try and like see what I gotta get at. Let's see what I got in my memory banks. Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna grab a pair of God, it's like when you start thinking about it, they're not there. I'm thinking about a giant set of tits. They're juicy melons. They're big old bazungas. Did I already say bazungas? I have to look at my boob hole to make sure. Yeah, I got bajungas, but bazungas is a bit different. I mean, it's too much simpler. Bazungas, they're God damn, it's so hard when it's like it's the last thing I can think of when I'm trying to think. 10-point rack. A rack is a really good one. A rack. 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 Thank you very much. Okay, so that's a pair of it's a pair of tits. I got big tits. Maybe I need to wrap this, you know, like, yo, I got a pair of tits and they ain't the shits. Yeah. I got tits. I got tits. I've got boobs. I've got melons. I've got jugs. Jugs. Why is it so quiet and so loud sometimes? It feels like jugs. Jugs. Ah. Jugs. Okay, I'm just gonna like boost it like 1 or 2. That should be better. Let's put that to jugs. I don't know how these are gonna like audio balance, so I'll have to like see. We've got jugs. We've got like yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's like you're he's like but you're meat potatoes, you're twigging 2 berries. Yeah, but there's a different scene about tits, isn't it? Hello, mommy, I want to drink them. The headlights. The headlights. My fun bags. Fun bags is like a hell of a good one. You're hey there, you got a nice pair of fun bags on you, sweetheart. Lovely jubblies. It's got Aussie saying boobs. Yeah, that's right. They look like a giant set of tits, jugs, boobs. Yeah, they kind of went through a lot of the standard ones we have. What was this one, sorry? Lovely jubblies. Lovely jubbly. Jiggly wigglies. Give us a look at your jiggly wigglies then, love. Hooters! You see what I mean? It's like once you get cooking, it's like there's so many. That's the thing, I'm trying not to. I know if I do there's many, but yeah. Twin Peaks? Holy hell, look at those Twin Peaks! Cans! Cans is a really good one. Look at your cans. Pumpkins? Oh. Dude, I just wanna suck on a pumpkin when you said that. Pumpkins! Yeah, I know, right? I know. Cupcakes! My cupcakes bring all the boys to the yard. It's the over-the-shoulder boulder holders. Now, I know we already said boulder holders, but that's... My grandma and my mum always used to say over the shoulder. Whoopee cushions, bongos. Bongos! Whoopee cushions. Milk sacks. Ew. Is that even a thing? Did I just say milk sack? Am I the first person to ever call it a milk sack? Bosom. I do say, dear madam, please nestle me in your bosom. Breasties! Titsicles. She got them Tiggo bitties. Tiggo bitties. Huge tracts of land. Have you seen our tracts of land? They're huge. I can't really do a Trump. Chesticles. Have you seen these tits? They're huge. Monty Python? What's Monty Python about it? The tits are so huge. I'll be tits. Have a nice boob. Lucky Charms.
What's wrong with her? She's got huge tracts of land. Have you seen them? They're huge.
What's up, Shaq? Fat Shacks. Nah, I won't make a titty one after you unless you want to be in my boob hole, Shaq. I ain't gonna put you in my boob hole. You know? I don't boob hole people without consent. Consent. I don't make boob hole content without consent. Tic Tacs? Tic Tacs! Rather large breasts. Memories. Memories on the street of the moonlight. On the street of the moonlight. Memories on the cover of magazines. Inside all of my boyhood dreams, I lost so many loans. Memories on the cover of magazines. Inside all of my boyhood dreams, I lost so many loans. Milky Wilky Juggly Wugglies. What the fuck did I say on the end of that? Milky Wilky Juggly Wugglies. I think I called them Milky Wilky Juggly Wugglies. That wasn't what you wrote, but it was close enough. Milky Wilky? Jugs, 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 boobity booby jugs! Jugs, 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 boobity booby jugs! Ass! Jugs, 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 boobity booby jugs! Boobity jugs! Fart ass tits. I just coughed and farted at the same time. Would not repeat. Yeah, if you fart, sneeze, and hiccup at the same time, I think the universe explodes. Alright, there should be enough. There should be a lot of tits in there now. Holy hell, look at those Twin Peaks! Lucky Charms! Fun bags! Holy hell, look at those Twin Peaks! Tits! Boobs! Bajungas! Wampers! Booby wangers.
Titty melons.
Long tits. Have a nice boob.
Tatas, me want
I do say, dear madam, please nestle me in your bosom.
Titty melons.
Tic Tacs.
Have a nice boob. Bajungas!
Have you seen these tits? They're huge.
Holy hell, look at those Twin Peaks!
Wampers. Mommy milkers! Bajungas! Titty melons. Titty melons.
Tits!
She got them Tiggo bitties.
Lucky Charms. Give us a look at your jiggly wigglies then, love.
Tiggly wigglies.
Whoopee cushions.
Titsicles. Titsicles.
Golden globes. She got them Tiggo bitties.
Titsicles.
Bajungas.
Whoopee cushions. Memories on the cover of magazines. Inside all of my boyhood dreams, I lost so many loads.
This is stupid.
Tits! Rack!
Wampers.
Have you seen these tits? They're huge.
Hooters. Have a nice boob. Have a nice boob. It's the over-the-shoulder boulder holders. It's the over-the-shoulder boulder holders. Titty melons.
Tits!
Boobs. Bajungas. Wampers.
Booby
Jugs. Titty melons. Long tits.
Teats! Titsicles!
Cans.
What's wrong with her? She's got huge tracts of land. Have you seen them? They're huge.
I do say, dear madam, please nestle me in your bosom.
She got them Tiggo bitties. Long tits.
Lucky Charms!
Boobs.
Teats!
Tiggo
Titsicles.
bitties.
Bongos.
Boulder holders.
Jumpers.
Bongos. It's the
Whoopee cushions.
Now we need a multi-tit. Nah, it would just become noise. But a multi-tit would be funny. Multi-tit. 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 Holy shit, look at those tits. Holy shit, look at those tits. Oh my god, those are large boobs.
Mama.
I can probably do better. Hang on.
Tits!
She got them Tiggo bitties.
Memories on the cover of magazines. Inside all of my
Shomer, if only I could be paid for it, right?
I've lost so many loads.
Hi, Borson, we're playing with tits.
Tits! Holy hell, look at those Twin Peaks! Rack!
Booby bangers.
Tiggo bitties.
Boulder holders.
Mommy milkers.
Mama.
The shoulder boulder holders.
Memories.
Cans.
Mommy
milkers.
Bosom. Milk sacks. Water balloons. Milk sacks.
Cans.
Tatas. Me want
Holy
tatas.
hell, look at those Twin Peaks. Cans.
Breasties.
Swing low, sweet chariots.
Holy shit, look at those tits.
Lovely jubblies.
Have a nice boob.
Tits.
She got damn tiggo bitties.
The headlights.
Have a nice boob.
Milk sacks.
The tits are so huge.
Titty melons.
Rack. The headlights. Tits. Tits.
That's what I was going for. That's what I wanted to hear. How you doing, Boston? Yeah, my dad used to lose his fucking mind because I'd make that sound on an airplane.
I am not your mommy. Actually, I am your mommy.
Speaking of tits.
I am your mommy. Mommy with big muscles, but you cannot see my arms. Welcome, the battle pass is active, and you have unlocked the skin by summoning me. I am the form of the Destructor. You cannot see my mouth, but you can see the awesomeness.
No wonder I was thinking about tits. I was just hanging out with Muscle Mummy Borson and his new Marvel skin. New Muscle Mummy Marvel Borson. No wonder. Makes so much more sense now why I went on and I just randomly started making a boob hole. I thought it was random. I have to blame Borson. Titty Melons is probably good enough to make its own command, I think. So why don't we get Titty Melons the treatment? Probably my favorite.
Titty melons. Titty melons.
I think Titty Melons needs to be separated out from the pack. From everything in the boob hole, Titty Melons is absolutely top tier. There's just one thing I wanted to say to all the raiders. And then also, welcome in. Oh, who farted?
Titty melons. 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 Titty melons.
All right, Titty Melons installed. You can officially Titty Melon and fart. You can now do a Titty Melon fart. Oh, Titty Melon. Why? Oh, I accidentally didn't create the... Wait. I didn't change the command. That's all it was. I made the Titty Melon command. I didn't activate it. There we go. No! Titty Melons anywhere should do it. Oh! I blame myself on that one.
Titty melons.
Now we're cooking. Now we can Titty Melon fart. And we can Grandpa Titty Melon. How was your stream?
Titty melons.
Now that's not bad.
Titty melons.
What about Titty Melon multi-fart?
Titty melons.
Oh, I got a grandpa in there anyway. That's kind of good. It sounds like someone said Titty Melons, then stood up and grandpa'd their way out of the chair. The Titinator. The boob filters. Yeah, don't do that, Borson. Don't do that. Because as soon as you start making boob filters, that is part of the Skynet end of society. You can't let the VTubers realize what they could do with that technology. Once they realize just how seductive they could be, it's going to be the end of Twitch. So don't ever let anyone know what you do. Just keep it to yourself over there. Deadpool took over most of it till he crashed my stream. So did Deadpool eventually... Is Redpool not stable? Always a good day when we get a grandpa, but not a wet grandpa. That's... You want to keep your grandpa nice and dry. You know what I mean? You don't want to ride your grandpa wet and hang them out to dry. That ain't cool. I'm trying to switch games, but in the meantime I got distracted by making tits. But at least now we've got lots of tits. You know what I mean? Now we can tits.
Jugs. It's the over-the-shoulder boulder holders. Mommy milkers!
The tits are so huge. I look like the boobies. It's a boobinator.
It wasn't a filter. Ream Fog asking to toss. Yeah, they probably had some fucking emergency thing where they were like, lawyers, can you immediately make it so we can't be sued? And they're like, sure, but you have to push a terms of service update while people are using the product. And they're like, sure, whatever stops us getting sued. They probably had something in there like where Marvel was suing them for having Red Pool, and they were like, all characters are officially an imitation of a real character, therefore nothing's illegal, goodbye! Who knows? I'm sure they're encountering all sorts of jazz as they grow their product, you know? I don't know a lot of horror games, apparently. What's funny is the tag for the game horror doesn't include Resident Evil. Now, I would have argued that Resident Evil is a horrifying game. This is why tagging is not the most efficient way of finding something, but I always like to see what pops up. Hard Reset is not a horror game in theory, but I guess it's horrifying in the sense that AI takes over and fucks the whole world, so yeah, in a way. Strange Brigade is not a horror game. It's a zombie tomb raiding game. Peak is a horror game, but just because of social anxiety. I heard Little Nightmares is good. Maybe I should try this one. Since I'm having big nightmares, we may as well try little ones, right? Maybe I like this the mini size. It's a little bit like when you have chocolate bars and you decide you like the small ones more. Powered by the shittest engine in the world, you mean? Unreal Engine? I don't even know. I just say things like that because people have opinions and I like to pretend I have opinions. Okay, should update the category. Thanks for rating, Borson. Please go see your children and tell them G'day from down under. I honestly feel like that's a Marvel thing. Like Disney sued them for having a Deadpool skin, because you can imagine the money Disney would make with that. Can you imagine Disney brings out an app that lets you stream as any Marvel superhero, so little kids can now be streamers? Like, because they basically don't know how old the streamer is anymore. It could look like anything. The implications of the technology are absolutely fucking horrifying, but it's already there with VTubers. You just have to realize that there's such a huge difference between having some anime girl winking at you and a fully, like, because what Borson's got right now is fun. Imagine that technology, but it's not for fun. Imagine it takes my face and it makes me a more attractive version of myself. And then maybe in a few years, it can grow the beard that, say you're a person without a beard, but you notice beard streamers are getting a lot of traffic. Well, now you've got a beard. Say you're a person with an average sized body, but you notice that larger sized bodies are now popular. Well, now you're buxom. Oh, now they're not popular? Now you're anorexic again. Now you're a muscle mommy to match the Marvel skin that comes out, right? There's so many fucking ways you could even subtly do it just on the face. Just on getting rid of your facial deformities, features, moles, warts. Like, imagine the filter settings that will start to fuck with people's mental health, right? Imagine the beautification filter taking off your beauty, your moles, your freckles, your wrinkles, effectively wiping your face of any character. Because in our society, for some reason, we've decided that it's okay to prioritize youth when in reality, wisdom and everything good about life is coming from age, right? But for some reason, younger people are more attractive, younger people are better. Do you know why that is? Because it's actually impossible to achieve a youthful look once you're old, okay? Because that is counterintuitive. In fact, if you see an older person that looks strangely young, they're not very trustworthy. Typically in most cultures, the person that people turn to for advice is the oldest person in the village, the wisest person who has a face that looks like they've seen a billion fucking things. Have you ever noticed that once action movie stars become a certain age, they transition into dramatic actors? Like, look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. He has done some awesome dramatic movie roles where he plays like a father and like trying to save his daughter from like a virus in a zombie sort of situation from the government who's going to send them to a camp. So all he does in that movie is stare and look angry, but he's like, his face has like 30 years of fucking history on it. He has seen, like, his face looks like the face of someone who's seen some shit, right? So men have this advantage in Hollywood that they get to look old and they get to take on these roles. Women have two choices: look young and be shoved into the young role as long as you can, or go the other road and be seen as the older woman role, the witch, the mother, the aunt. And like all of a sudden now you're pigeonholed into one direction. You're either old or you're young. And it's like so fucking toxic, and it runs all through society. So imagine what's going to happen when streamers now have the choice to modify themselves at ease. It can already be done. But imagine that when you're setting up your VTuber, it's actually your own face, but now you get to play The Sims on your own face. And you get to basically remodify yourself in your own image. It'll be fascinating to see what people actually do. What kind of wish list are you talking about, by the way? For games? Yeah. It's, you know what? I think people in society are not allowed to age gracefully too, but it's like for some reason, mostly because rich, fat, white men are in charge, certain things get like prioritized, right? So why do you think that the dad bod is prioritized? Because men like to be fat around the middle because it's the default state as you get older. So you don't have to do much work to have a dad bod. I have a dad bod. I haven't done anything. Women are supposed to somehow be strong now and thin, but also fat in the right areas. So you better have a fat ass and fat tits, but I don't want to see any fat around your waist. That better be skinny and taut, but not only anorexic like the 90s, I want it muscled too. So I want you to be built as if you're an athlete, but then on top of that, I want you to be carrying the fat that would be unnatural for an athlete to hold. And I want you to also be arbitrarily thin in areas where it would not make sense for someone who is strong or fat. So I want you to basically be the perfect version of a thin person, a fat person, and a strong person now. Because I'm not willing to fetishize myself into muscle porn, or anorexia porn, or fat porn. I want a BBW muscle anorexic. Thank you very much. We're custom building our own person. How the actual shit is anyone supposed to meet that objective? Without filters and what they do on Instagram. Have you ever seen some of the shit on Instagram? I have been seeing some of the most unbelievable bodies in the world recently. The waists are tiny. The asses are bigger than pumpkins. The pumpkins are bigger than pumpkins. The shape of the shapes that these bodies are taking when you go through porn is so unlike what I've seen in real life. And I don't want to name numbers, but I've my body count's over 20. I don't even know because I don't count that sort of thing, but I've had at least 20 people in my bed over the course of my life. Nobody looks like that in the real world, except for a very, 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 very small number of people who are very obviously manipulating and torturing their body into that shape so that they can do a photo shoot to then appear in media to make you feel like that's what they look like all the time. Or people like on a serious course of drugs, like Chris Pratt, who went from being the fat dad bod guy to being action hero guy through the course of drugs. Right? So, like, of course he's gonna look better. He's on drugs. It's like when you see someone who's out of their mind happy. Why? They're on drugs. Well, that makes sense. Why do they look so good? They're on drugs. / they're literally changing the photos to make themselves look better. They are in the movies, not at good looking. If you ever see the behind the scenes things in some of these movies, you see a side angle shot of some of the actors, they look like hell. They look like us. But then when you see them in the movies, you're like, holy shit, how good do they look, right? Anyway. I have a Steam page on my profile, yeah. I have a Steam page on my profile, my Twitch profile. It's listed under my socials. And everything I want to buy is on my wish list. If that helps. Do you want me to... I think it should... I mean, people tell me they can't find it, so I think I need to make... I don't know why my About page is so bad. I actually don't have an About page as far as I can tell. Let me just fix... Let me see. Because if you go to my channel, right... What I'm like, basically, like... You should be able to see these links here. On a website, YouTube, Discord, trophies, Steam, whatever, right? My build. So if you click the Steam page, it should open up my shit, and I think you can see my wish list, or maybe you can't. Well, maybe you can't. Well, that's a good thing to know. Well, I don't know. Maybe I can't share my wish list. Does anyone ever share their wish list on Steam? V-Girls must do this. That's the profile, but I can't see my thing on there. Can I share my wish list? To be honest, I've never had this problem before because no one really ever wants to buy you things in this world. I am going to guess that this is it. I don't know if that works for you though. And I will say that some of the shit on this list is stuff that people have said is good, that I added in case it went on sale. So I don't particularly have, like, I couldn't guarantee that everything on my list is definitely vetted as something I want. Does that make sense too? And I'm pretty sure this is also there. If I was to do this, hang on. In theory, this is old, but this is my GOG list. I think this should, GOG.com /wish list or something. Hang on, it's being a bit slow and shitty. GOG.com /en/u/farjon/wish list. I think those two things would be the games that I've favorited. Firefox not closing, okay. Game captures not updating. Creeptail is no longer open, that would be why. I wonder if this is the same company. It feels exactly the same. Okay, this game is massive. It's got 559 people in the category. Why is this game so big? What the fuck is so big about this game? Is this like a known game? I mean, I've heard of it, but why is this so big? Maybe it's because it's fucking Halloween. It's just weird because Creepy Tale had no one in it, and this is Creepy Tale has had one person in it when I started streaming. This game has 559 people. That seems extraordinarily large. Maybe some massive streamer is watching it or playing it, and that therefore it's like extraordinarily big right now. But yeah, if anyone knows the context of this game, then I'd be interested to know what the fuck this is and why it's so big right now. Because isn't this old? Isn't this like 7 years old or something? A go-to staple? Really? Out of curiosity, what makes it a staple? Did some big dude do it, now everyone does it? Or did like, is it just like a particularly well done creepy? Or... To me it does kind of feel like standard beautiful art / story indie game where nothing fucking happens but you wander around experiencing something moving, which I like, but also you have to put yourself into the mindset this is an independent film and you're not supposed to be playing a game. Like, to call it a game is a real big stretch because the mechanics are push left, push right, and think. So it's a puzzle. It's a visual puzzle more than a game to me, right? But that's okay too. It doesn't have to be like a game. I'm not one of those people that's like, it's not a game unless you can shoot things. I'm more one of those dudes that's like, okay, so like, we should have more categories of game. We should have more categories for what a game is. That's what I'm trying to say, is that like, this is a game, but it's a puzzle game that's also an independent film. So to call this a game and to call COD a game is a little bit fucking weird. But then I guess so is Transformers and My Dinner with Andre. So, yeah, but that's why when you ask someone, would you like to watch a movie, it's important to know which genre and what they're talking about. I think it's the art, the responses you take from it. Do you mean like, it's... I don't really know what the responses you take from it mean. As in like the responses from the chat room, or... Let's get dancing! Let's get dancing on the ground! Get down! Woo! Woo! Wow! Get down and drop! Wow! What? Drop it to the ground! Woo! 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 Drop it to the ground! Woo! 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 Oh, sleeping in a suitcase is so fine. Here I am, twerking out. Oh! 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 Oh, sleep inside my bed. Oh, I got my raincoat on. I'm big and yellow. I'm yellow girl. I'm yellow girl. You can't see my face. I don't have no features, but you're so creepy. I'm so creepy. I'm so creepy. I'm so creepy. Look how creepy I am. I'm so creepy. Kick the can. Is there an achievement for kicking the can all the way through the game? Does anyone know? Can I kick the can all the way through with me? Do you mean like there's jump scare reactions? So maybe this game produces reactions out of its streamers so people stream it. Alright, I don't think I can kick the cans all the way along with me, but it would be a sweet ass speed run to see if I could kick the can all the way through. Alright, little girl. Get to running. light shit. Cheers. Spark of light for us, cunt. Oh, sweet coins. Fuck yeah. Oh, no, they're cans. I find it hard to be creeped out when I'm bored at the same time. That's one thing that certain horror movies lose me on. And to be honest with you, when there's no director, it's very hard for me to be scared by a horror game or a creepy game because, like, I'm the director, so I get to choose the pace and I get to choose what I look at, and that makes it so much less frightening to me. The fact is also that I'm not very good at pacing things. So like a director knows when to lean in, pull back, when to show me something, when not, right? I'm sort of a child, so I'm just gonna be thinking about tits and farting and dancing, and I need the director to help me get into a mindset. So if you let me fuck around, I'm a fuck around. I almost need the director to say, okay, it's quiet time now. Sit down, put your hands still, and watch what I'm gonna show you, and then I go into a different mindset. If I'm gaming and I'm in control, well now I feel very silly because I'm gaming. And yeah, I get it, I'm supposed to lean into a creepy mindset or something, but as soon as I get bored or confused, now I'm not creeped out. Now the primary emotion is boredom, frustration, and confusion. It really does take away from anything the directors try to do in a game, right? So it's a difficult thing to achieve a good, creepy horror game for me. But I can see why it's not that bad for other people, because they're not like as afflicted as I am. But yeah, so far it's fine. I like the contrasting lighting and stuff. Good work, good camera work. A little bit cliche, being a little girl lost. Everything's raining. Ooh, therefore it's spookier. I mean, it was really effective when it was done in 7. I don't mind it. It's just that I'm not seeing anything fresh yet, right? Dilapidated furniture, creepy old woman, little girl. Like, we're hitting every single trope here. Every single trope. So I hope they're doing something special with those tropes, because if you're gonna activate every single one of the tropes, then I would like it to be like, you know. I like this Dali-esque depiction of a bedside table. That's cool, because one of the things about being a small child is that everything seems warped and out of proportion and bigger than it should. So on a couch, you would be crawling on it as if it was this giant platform, and you know, what might be a bedside table is suddenly stretched into this like Dali-esque thing. So what it's normally not that extreme, this is like taken out of context into even more extremes to make you feel like you are the size of a bucket, you are tiny in a big world, right? In other words, once again, I'm a small child and I'm lost. Once again, I get it. This is why I get bored in these games. I guess if I was like half the intelligence, it would take me hours to get to that realization. But I've studied writing and I've studied film, and I know exactly what this motherfucker's trying to do to me already. So now I'm bored and I want to know where you're going with it. So I want to skip to the part of the game where it gets good now. I don't want to do 4 hours of this. That's probably why I watch people play these games instead of actually play them, because I can go and do something else in the background when it gets really boring, which is the majority of the game. And then, like, come back when it gets interesting. And when I say that, I don't mean when the jumpy scare part happens. I mean when they start revealing what they wanted to do with those tropes. The actual meat of the sandwich, the meaning of this particular interpretation of these tropes and stories, right? And like, once again, we walk past the door, someone was standing there, now that they're not there. That is probably one of the most over fucking used things in horror. Something's there, now it's not. It makes you feel like you're being watched. Once again, I get it. This is exactly the same fucking thing, right? So I get it also that I'm being extraordinarily impatient here. I need to like chill out a bit, but it'd jump even higher if you knew what slept there. Highly sprung. I don't get that trophy name, but apparently jumping on the bed is a trophy. I guess so people feel like they're achieving something. Press to jump and grab? Oh, I'm supposed to be jumping. Well, I was, but I was supposed to be grabbing and jumping. Right. Ooh, a single lonely chair in a room. Obviously, some cunt hung himself. Suicide isn't really creepy as much as it is like a systemic societal problem that's being ignored. Can I grab that shit? I don't know, man. Give me the chair. Now that you're done killing yourself, would you like to get down, mister? Mister? Would you like to get down? Mister, are you okay up there? Would you like to get down? Hi, mister. You're not moving a lot. Would you like to get down? What's wrong? Why are your feet just dangling there? You're not moving. Hi, would you like to play with me? No, I've got a fun yellow coat. Look how yellow I am. I'm very, very obvious. Both to the player and to enemies. But you can't see my face, so it's creepy. Can't see my face. Woohoo, can't see me, can't see me. Okay, well, if you don't want to get down, I'm going on a little adventure. I guess I'll just leave you here. See what I mean? I can't help but be a dickhead, dude, because I think about suicide all the time, so I'm not creeped out by that. I'm like, so what? So he hung himself. What's the point? Dude probably had a fucking big tax bill. Leave him alone. Do you know what I mean? Like... Suicide happens every fucking day. Like, that's not even that... It's like one of the most common ass things that ever happened. It's not even that interesting. Alright. Fucking precision platforming the chair to the door frame. The dude's just hanging out, yeah. He's just hanging out, he doesn't care. Ooh, we got jizz on the floor, oil jizz. Oil jizz on the fridge, cool. Someone needs to wipe up. Wee, 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 wee. Ha! Ha! Parkour! I don't think I'm supposed to stand in the jizz. I guess that's creepy jizz. Oh, I get it. I get it, you guys. We're small, we're a child, and this is a nightmare. We are small, and this is our nightmare. This is, in fact, a little nightmare. A little person's nightmare. This is the nightmare of every midget. They can't reach things. Come on, pull your little wig, bitch. Oh, wow, she sucks. See, once again now, I'm bored. I don't think I can do this genre. These are always the games that I think I want to play because they look awesome art-wise, and then I get like this and I quit them within an hour. It's happened my entire life, and I've tried to force myself to get it better at it, and it's just not me. I'd rather watch you guys play them because then I don't have to be the one doing all this horrendously boring shit, like wandering around, pushing doors and I'm not fucking scared if I have to do the stuff. I'd rather be, I'm more creeped out watching you do it. Because then, I don't know, am I crazy? This just feels stupid and boring. Like, I don't know what the answer is and I don't care. Like, I don't care enough to solve your stupid puzzle. It's not interesting. I'm climbing a fucking toilet and then jumping around. Like, this is stupid. It's a cool thing if I don't have to be in control of it, but it handles like ass. I can do 2 things and none of them are working. So what am I'm not interested. You haven't engaged me enough to do this to me. I think they're expecting me to be some simpleton that will just sit here and suck their cock because they gave it to me. Just make me want to suck your cock before I do it, you know? I gotta wanna suck it. Like, this is a lovely looking cock, but you haven't told me why I wanna suck it. You haven't told me who's attached to it. Right here, this is fondling the balls, but I don't know whose dick it is, so I'm not invested enough in this dick to do this yet. You've sort of cold-fronted me. There's no relationship building in these games. They just affront you with a clue, and then they expect you to go chasing it. Like, ooh, a beautiful dick. Let me suck it for a while and see who it belongs to. It's like, no. Tell me who the fucking dick is before then I can look at the contour of it and the shape of the balls and how hairy they are and whether I want to suck it or not, right? You expect me to be able to assess a cock on the surface alone? I want to see what's, you know, there's more to a dick than what's skin deep. For me. And I don't like cheating in games. So here I am, stuck, and I don't want to cheat. What do I do? Right? So I have to either cheat or quit. And I don't like that either. They don't exactly give you a lot to work with. Like, I think I'm doing about the right thing. But it's just like... I mean, like... Yeah. These games are failures as far as bringing people along, but they do achieve something. If you're willing to be, like, completely placid and submit yourself to an extensively unpleasant gaming experience as far as the mechanics go, and the, like, logic of the story goes, then you could play this and it's, like, cool. But, like, also, this isn't very creepy to me. Like, little black slugs falling from the ceiling is not creepy. And generic black ooze is probably one of the most overused dynamics in any horror genre ever. Like, the monster in this game so far is a pile of black oil. Okay, so that's sort of like it's like the symbiote, it's like, alright, yeah, okay, are we doing the black oil thing? So far we have a generic child with a generic setting, and now we've got generic black oil. So, like, all right. We've also seen a creepy old woman. Okay, so now I'm starting to get, like, now I'm starting to see why this is so popular, because this is like the fucking Transformers of indie horror games. Yeah, that's okay. Like, the world needs different things. This is obviously good for a whole bunch of people that I have nothing in common with. This girl is extraordinarily strong. So here's another immersion breaker. I'm apparently a little girl that's so weak and powerless that I can't do anything, right? But here I am hanging as long as I want, right? Do you think I'm ever gonna fall? Do you think I'm at risk here? So if I was making this game, I would say my little girl shouldn't be able to hang indefinitely. I should have a timer on this so that if the player tries to hang for more than 10 seconds, they fall. maybe even 5, because the player should feel very powerless and small, right? So this is not even a very good interpretation of what they're trying to do, because they haven't really even tried. That is a mechanic that could be done very, 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 very easily. If mouse button is held for more than 5 seconds, on wall, then release. That's it. A simple if-then condition, and I would have been more immersed. Anyway, I don't know who I'm talking to, because I'm assuming the people who like this kind of shit are out, and the people who are here agree with me, and the majority of these people are actually just an open browser window. So I'm gonna go ahead and cancel the TED Talk. Oh no, the mysterious black object thing, or whatever. Oh no, I'm so scared. Because I'm a little girl who got attacked by a black slug. My worst nightmare is being a little girl attacked by a black slug, you guys. I'm scared of slugs, and I'm scared of being a small, powerless girl. Because girls especially are the most powerless, right? Right? So if you're gonna make a scary game, it better be a small girl. Because what's powerless? Small things. And what's even less powerful than a small thing? A small female thing. Wow, now you're really cooking. And what about the enemy? What if they're all black without a feature? Then we don't have to render or design anything. And it'll be creepier. How will they possibly sustain themselves? Being both small and female and fighting black things. Everybody's scared of black things. That's why racism exists. Little Nightmares, big fucking horror movie tropes. Little Nightmares, little creativity. That's what I'll call this game. Little creativity so far. Yeah, throw it. Throw it away. Throw it like I'm about to flush this pathetic game. Pathetic excuse for a game. This is an indie movie disguising itself as a game. And it's not even a good indie movie. It's a boring indie movie. It's like the most redundant, repetitive, like, this is something I've seen before. You know what I'm saying? This is not fresh. This fucking symbiote shit reminds me of the fucking Yerks from Animorphs. This is stupid. This is the least creative story I've ever fucking had. I saw more creativity the last time I squeezed something out into a ceramic bowl. Oh no, it's dark. Oh, I'm so scared by the fact that you improperly lit your scene. Oh no, I fell and took 0 fall damage. Once again, I seem to be an invincible little girl here, guys. I seem to be able to fall in any height, in any way, and have no damage, and hang for an you know, as long as I fucking want, do anything I want, except for touch a black thing. Fucking racist piece of shit game. Dude, it's just so redundant. Like, this is the most basic bitch story in the world.
A little girl having a nightmare about big black blobs is the most generic ass shit. Like, I'm telling you, if I had a checklist, horror movie tropes, little girl, check. Creepy old woman, check. Within the first 10 fucking seconds, we've hit 2 of them. Then, mysterious black blob enemy. Shapeless black blob. Extraordinarily convenient enemy to have, so it's often used. There's the 3rd horror movie trope. Like, bad lighting, everything's stretched. It's like, oh, come on, guy. This is like, if you are going to activate all of this shit in my head, these are known artifacts, okay? These are known artifacts. These are existing things that have been created through history of film and TV. So if you're gonna activate all of them, do something with it. So far, like, this is like a Hollywood turd disguising itself as a creative movie. And they've tried to trick people into thinking it's creative because it's independent. Oh my god, it's independent. And, oh, she's like artistic and it's like, whoa. Like, that is not what makes something independent. Because it looks that way does not make it that way. You cannot put lipstick on a pig and tell me it's a prostitute. I'm sorry, it doesn't work on me. It does work on most people because most people don't understand what they're watching and they haven't been spoiled by having studied film or TV or writing. Once you've done those things, it becomes very difficult to accept pedestrian pieces of work because this is a pedestrian piece of work so far. If it is a good game with a good story, I will need to watch someone else do it. And hopefully a 20-minute abridged version because it feels like the person who wrote this has no sense of pacing. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe there is something cool that happens to this eventually. Where it fails is a game. It's not a game that takes people along with it because I don't want to play this anymore, so it's failed me. I'm a horror movie fan, I've seen hundreds of horror movies, so therefore this should be appealing to me. Maybe on the basis that I have seen several hundred horror movies, that's why it's not appealing to me. Maybe if this was your first introduction to the genre, it would be amazing, right? So maybe this product is for people who don't know anything about horror. And that's fine. If that's what it takes for them to come and find other better horror movies, I'm happy for it, but I'm also not gonna play it and I'm not gonna respect it. Like, I'm not gonna respect fucking Transformers either. I understand why Transformers exists. Am I gonna respect it? Fuck no. Yeah, this sucks. This is not fun, and this is not interesting. Once again, proving you really can't trust society, and just because something is popular doesn't mean that it means nothing, guys. Every time you see something popular and you don't understand why, just remember McDonald's is the biggest restaurant in the world, okay? McDonald's is the biggest restaurant in the world, Call of Duty is the biggest game on the internet, and fucking Little Nightmares has got 600 people playing it right now, okay? That's how you know that you can't trust anyone's opinion of anything. So if you ever feel like a freak and that you're the only one who can see anything, like, that's okay. Just know that you're not the only one, and the majority of people are fairly brain dead, and they're consuming trash. And loving it, and talking to other people about how much they love the trash, and you'll feel weird because you don't get to join in. That's okay. Just keep working, you'll eventually find your people, and you'll find your stuff. It's harder because your stuff is harder to find. Because you are one of the people that care, so the stuff you care about is gonna be really, like, hard to get because not many people care, and the stuff that's gonna make your life feel better again is gonna be like there, but you're gonna have to work a lot harder to get it. So I guess what I'm saying is, like, as a smarter person with more going on in your brain, you're gonna be suffering through life a little bit more because Other people are going to be able to walk out their front door and be very happy with whatever they find, and you're going to have to keep looking a little bit longer to find the thing that's actually well made enough for you to enjoy it. And it's the artisan's problem, sort of like how a chef can't necessarily like just eat bland cooking without pointing it out, or how a painter can't necessarily like enjoy crass art that's made for money, but like at the same time, like it being a good chef opens up your mind to simplicity, so you might enjoy an In-N-Out burger. One of Gordon Ramsay's favorite things to eat is like a fucking In-N-Out, a dirty old In-N-Out, right? Because he likes the idea of simplicity. That's one of the things they touched on in The Menu. The movie The Menu is a really funny movie if you haven't seen it. Touches on the same concept. So like, yeah, a painter who can paint a masterpiece can also appreciate a painting made of a simple stick figure, right? But at the same time, it becomes very difficult to engage like certain pieces of art that fall in the middle that aren't stark or bold or like well crafted. So I suppose what's happening right now is I'm supposed to be creeped out because I can't see anything, but the reality is I'm just extraordinarily frustrated and bored. Well, not even frustrated, I'm just bored. I kind of know what they want me to do is just like go up, and then there's gonna be a way to get around up there, but I have to just experiment until I get it. This isn't scary, so it's not accomplishing the purpose of playing it. It's a failure. Don't play it unless you've never seen a horror movie. Honestly, waste of time. No wonder it was free. You know, like when you get these free packs, sometimes there's a good reason why there's a free game in there. Because it's not good. Having said that, the last free game I played out of that pack was fucking wicked. So you can get some really hidden gems. You know what I've learned? Don't invest too long. Don't invest too long. Just get in and get out, because like, what's that been? 3 hours and I've had two fail games? At least I didn't spend like 3 hours on each of them, right? And back in the day, I would have spent 5 or 8 hours on each of them and just complained a lot longer. So I actually feel like I'm expediting the whole process very well. It's a bit of a shame, but you know what, guys? I have standards. That shit's not good enough. It's not good enough for me, and it's not good enough for you. You should demand better out of the world. Because if all it takes to scare you is a little girl and an old woman and a bunch of black goo, then you probably need to fucking just stick to the really simple stuff in life, you know? There are so many really simple things that you'll enjoy, right? I can show you movies and give you a list of things that will make you stare at the screen and clap your hands and go, scary girl, black goo, ooh, the goo's all black. The goo, it's all black, and the girl, she's all small. She's so small, she can't run away, cause the woman's real old and creepy, going, rah, rah. Isn't that scary, guys? Aren't you scared by that? Rah, I'm an old woman, rah. The horrors of age. You're small and I'm old, rah. And the goo, watch out for the goo, it's black. The goo is all black. Just fuck off, you fucking pedestrian clowns. Go fuck yourself, you fucking clown. That's not fucking scary anymore. Try fucking harder. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. That's fucking pathetic. That's not fucking scary. Okay? It's not fucking scary. Yeah. That's a good idea, Shomer. I've been trying my entire life. Titsicles. Oh boy. Have you ever wished everyone in the world died? Well then, ride with me. Let me be your tour guide. I don't shoot the shit, I'd rather shoot gun off.
Rather shoot a kid than one and used to wipe the fun on. Rather see bombs falling on people from piety. Sticking nails in the cow tongues trying to silence me. Try to escape into false highs while you stab a bunch of pins into a doll's eyes.
Have you ever wished everyone in the world died?
You should ride with me.
Let me be your tour guide because we hate everyone. Only got love for the devil. Cause we find death hysterical. Beating in my heart like fentanyl. Fire in your blood your whole life.
Until you're watching it running across a coal site. He said the devil was ultimately his only friend. Said if you follow me here you will know me. Again the trident was forged out of an iron ore. Most humans are shit.
I lead in the Belfacor.
Cut your left hand open, write the curse in cursive. Raped every religion to find the worst to worship. I reversed.
Dance. You know what I mean? Like that sort of like
I see, yeah.
start of the game Naruto run. You hold your hand out, then you run straight into the mirror. Dun.
What the fuck?
And I will be chasing forever, going through the sun to forever. It's me and on my journey, Wizard's Quest. It's all now and not now tomorrow. Anime songs don't make no sense, yo. Let's go on a fantastic quest. So far away, the metal is so bad.
I'm okay. Shit. Fuck. I can't see where I am.
From what I'm picking up on, we need to be climbing to the top of the peak.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the other way.
Dead.
That's the downward way.
That's down.
That's the other way. Hang on a second. I gotta get my my uppy tech down. My uppy tech. Oh yeah. Oh uppies. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh Georgie. Oh yeah. Uppies. Woo. Let's go. Oh. Georgie, whoa! Oh, I'm so glad you're on PC. Whoa! This is what you've been missing, George. This is what we do every night now. Whoa! Oh! Okay, sorry.
I guess I'm the new sailor.
Look at him standing there with his dick out too. Why is he standing there like thrusting at me? Look at him thrusting at me. Is rainbow the safe word? Oh, is rainbow the code word to suck him? We're gonna blow him. How much further till I blow you? This guy's gonna pop! The guy's gonna pop! He's gonna pop! We're about to blow him! He's gonna pop! It's stranding! We're taking a bit of damage. Increased damage resistance, thank you very much. Woo, look at that! Collected the item, fuck yeah! Gotta clip that. Explosions and shit, and there's fucking like, so you're 1 second you're fucking like dying, and then your tits in your face, and then you're sucking ass, and it's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm pissed, and I'm happy. Son of nothing nice. On the fucking ice.
It's sort of like Zeus and Perseus, making bitches fist fight to blow me to feed the thirstiest. You're never too old for drugs or stroke to die. If David Blaine's tired ass can levitate.
So can I.
With smoke mirrors and opium.
Puff the Nick at Night. Nickelodeon.
I killed the pussy dog. I made
Shitter socks. I killed the pussy dog. I made a shitter socks. I snapped her neck and threw its corpse in a litter box.
scams real. Had each one of my fans killed so they could follow me even after the death of Sam Hill.
E-U-N-T. See you in hell. C-U-N-T. See you in hell. C-U-N-T. See you in hell. See you in hell. Interweb worky, plea. Interwebby worky. Well, I know internety worky. Yeah, connected, sick. Maybe it's just because Minecraft hasn't been closed. Sometimes Minecraft's like that, it like fucks you out if you haven't closed and opened the game because it's like, you know. This is the thing, PlayStation's basically a computer now. And it runs about as shitty as a computer does with that optimization. Because it just, shit will stall and crash and you'll be like, why doesn't it work? Close it and open it, oh it works! There it goes. See, I fucking told you. Ass! Ass! Jugs, boobity booby jugs! I am a victim of an overactive limbic system.
When we met, it was innocent enough. I said, hi, it's nice to meet you. I am Mr. Self-Destruct. I'm in your blood, you're a victim of the rush, but you're flirting with disaster when you kiss and tell my love. Make more beds of nails so you can stay warm. Same chords in a medley till my face for. Pray for living dead that walk in pace forth. Rain pours in my head, it's called a brainstorm. This game you're playing is so tedious. Blackout on white lies and blame it on bulimia. Yeah, now I'm saying all your secrets, huh? Should've thought twice before you graze me with your demon's touch. No disrespect, but the real love doesn't show till I kiss your neck and my steel tongue cuts your throat. I feel numb when the tears run uncontrolled, like it's in the mask and I steal some of your soul. Until the self-help starts, when you buy my heart to see if it was really made of gold. I extinguished flames until hell felt dark. Bodies under floorboards like telltale hearts, so run.
I will not watch you pray as the steel shot enters your brain. On 1,000 tries, you're still alive. Oh, you son of a bitch. Fucked up my house. But the actual shit is...
I don't really think that I'm orphan ill. What would you wear to
Dude, whoever built that's a fucking psycho. That's awesome. I have no idea what the fuck it is. But I haven't showed up here in like a day, and that's like totally fucking new. If that was Kia, totally impressed. I think that must have been Kia. That's kind of insanely cool. It does kind of fuck up my view though.
When the road you walk is too narrow, start flying, stop falling, like you did when you first stopped crawling. Threw it all on the table and went.
I'm gonna keep an open mind about that.
I knew it had to be my calling.
I will not watch you pray. Look, the day laborer that we hired did okay. I'm not gonna lie, there is a lot of woodwork done in here. He worked hard. I don't love everything he's done, but I ain't mad about it, and I can see the logic in some of this. Yeah, I mean, overall, cool. I don't think I would have picked wood for a apocalypse bunker, but I kind of don't hate the idea. And you know what? It was just such a beautiful view without anything there. Now it's like man-made monstrosity. I kind of like hate it, but we could reorientate everything to be like industrial down that end and beautiful down this end, so it's still fine. I don't know where all my stuff is. I don't know why I'm not holding anything and I woke up naked. I think it's because they broke my bed and fucked my spawn. But that's okay. Whatever I had is gone. I don't particularly care. It's not about items. It's about trying to shave this cat. I need to shave the cat. As you can see, I'm shaving a cat down.
Kid to Ollie, she got the basic motion and glow and she show one man who's 10 men. I bubble to the surface, legendarily imperfect. Purging Slurpee from a head that turns incessantly in circles. It's concerning. My psychic likes to focus on our orb and tell me how she sees me coming home to goldfish on the floor in perpetuity. I've been sleeping in my armchair, taking
Water balloons.
the folk who aren't there. Skin cold to the touch. Eyes open, no pulse.
That's a perfect fucking description for people who like Little Nightmares. Eyes open, no fucking pulse.
The same alleys we used to imagine Babylon feel like abandoned malls overgrown with Spanish moss. Commotion, frozen time with no sign of your Lamb of God. It's a land of the lost, scrambling for canned applause. Damn it, rip the bandage off, rant or panic if you must. Any way you manage it, the plan was always pick the cuffs eventually. Fixtures who were questionably prisoners and ventured out. Now we're never anything but visitors. Spent the winter sitting pretty on a slate of hell. Okay to look away if you need to forsake and save yourself. It's underneath what's underneath the dungeon. The layer of dysfunction that ain't for the weak of stomach. African archaeology that reek of repercussion. If you need to pick some pieces up, come dig a hole to jump in. Light sleeper, I'm a fighter, I'm a feeder. Earth, wind, fire, water, ether. Skin cold to the touch. Eyes open, no pulse. Diagnosis in flux.
Why is my shit lagging over here? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Is my PSA really on or something? I can't imagine it is. Something is fucking lagging. No, it's not. It's just OBS being a cunt. Well, you know what? Performance mode then. Fuck you. No preview. Sorry, what was a 9 out of 10 pixel? I don't know why, man, because I've updated it 3 times. Thanks, sir. Oh, thanks.